greetings, everybody. It's a story time. Igama lami uSiphelele Xulu. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And please join the family and support the channel by just subscribing, liking, comment, and share. Please, let's go straight to 500 subscribers. And yes, if you are a returning subscriber, muntu wami, my VIP, nginethanda kakhulu for the continuous support. Yes, I'm coming back here for a story time where this particular lady betrayed me after I have gave my money to her. So let's just go straight to the story time. I don't want it to be long. I just want you to enjoy. I'm gonna try to cut it as short as possible. So the story time happened in Bloemfontein long time ago, so I don't think that timelines are even matter. But yes, you remember I was studying in Bloemfontein. So while I was studying in Bloemfontein, I was staying in a flat called Chester Hill, not far from the university. And yeah, I was staying at that year. I was staying with a roommate. I'm just gonna say roomza in this story time. And then me and my roomza, we had a neighbor which was a vendor guy. So I'm just gonna name this vendor guy because I don't want to say his name. I'm just gonna say Maki because that's what we used to say. Hey Maki. We were just having that relationship of neighbors. I know that we were very like when he's coming back from vendor, she would bring us avocados and all of those bananas, all nice things that you normally know that vendor people always bring. So we used to get those avocados, and he also wanted us to taste amasonja, and we could not. Me and my roommate, we couldn't. Even now, I haven't tasted amasonja, but I am not saying that amasonja has something to do. I know they've got good protein, but I'm still just a little bit scared. But very soon, maybe I will try them. But then my neighbor, who was a male, and he was working. He was working, I think, at MTN. Yeah, I think he was working for MTN. He was a promoter or something, but that is not important. But he was staying just in our next door. And then at some point, then he met this lady. Okay, firstly, my neighbor, I think he just being divorced at the time because he was not a young, but he was just in the middle. Maybe he was around 31st, 32nd, somewhere there, 32 years somewhere. But at that time, we were very young ourselves. We were probably around 2021, I think. So, my neighbor then, I think he just recently divorced. I don't know the reasons, and it was not anything, but I just knew that he was in a process of divorce. So, he then met this lady who was a very beautiful lady. I think she was a colored. So, what are we gonna call her so that we don't disclose anybody's name? Let's just say it's Lopa. Her name is Lopa. She originated at Kimberley, which is like 180 kilometers from Bloemfontein, but she was also working. I think Lopa was around 25 or so. Yeah, she was not an older person, but she was young, beautiful, successful, and she was also working when she met Maki. But I think after a month of dating, then they decided to move in, and probably Maki, I don't know for what reasons, Ulopa decided to stay with Maki. While we were staying with Maki, we also knew her, but obviously she was not necessarily a friend. She was just an associate. But because of Maki, and she was also knowing us through Maki. So Lopa then, I think, decided to cancel her flat so that she can move in with Maki. And I also think she also lost her job while she was staying with Umaki. Ne? Apparently, we're not sure. Apparently, Lopa cheated on the relationship of Umaki, because I remember, if I can give you a background, around those times I used to work in a public phone. You know those Vodacom where people will just come and pay the money and then you put some airtime, and then the people will call up until the money finishes. So I decided to work in that. That's it. During the weekends, on Saturday and Sunday, I used to go there. I remember that I used to work on Saturday. I was starting at 9 and finishing at 8. And then on Sunday, I think I was starting at 10:30 after I'm coming from church, because my church was not far from where we were staying. It's a Roman Catholic church. So I think we were starting at 8 and ending around 9:30. So I will come back and eat, then I go to my job, which I just decided to work. I will share that story time one day as to how did I get that job and why did I decide to have that job. So, but this is not the part of the story that I'm about to share, but it's partly related on the basis that on Saturday and Sunday, if you are looking for me, you'll find me there at the job. I was there from 8 up until I'll be there on Saturday. I'll be there from 9 up until 8 p.m. servicing people coming to make calls for whoever and for whoever. So my friends knew exactly where they will find me. So at some point, my workplace became like a place because everybody who didn't know what to do with their lives on Saturdays and Sundays, they would just come and visit. So yes, my friends used to come and visit me at my workplace. I never get bored. I'll work from 9 to 8, but I never get a point when I would feel like I am bored, because people used to come, people will make calls, some of the people will come and make calls, and then I made a lot of friends at that time because I was just stable. I was just sitting there. I remember I used to even take my TV, my black and white TV, a very small TV, black and white at the time, and I remember I used to watch soccer around 3, and I agreed with my employer as to, can I please at least have my TV? When people come to call, I will switch the TV. Because it was not a busy station for people to call. Most of the time, people who used to call, they were my friends. The people that will come and call because they'll come. It was like, when people are trying to beat two birds with one stone, whereby they just come to see me at the same time, they're just going to call their family members and so forth. So that place was not very busy. So I could watch my TV, I could do my assignment, I could study, I would do everything because I had nothing to do during weekends. So then let's get straight to the point where Lopa decided to betray me. Lopa seemed to be like, apparently she has cheated to Umaki. But obviously, Umaki, we were not talking about his relationship. Like he was older than us. It was just a matter of like bits and pieces we just share. We were not talking about like deep. But we already knew Lopa, as Lopa used to stay next door as well. But really, she was more like younger. So we could have conversation with her. But we still don't know exactly whether she cheated or not. But apparently, she cheated, and Umaki chased her from the flat where they were staying. So there was a point, I know that Lopa was coming from Kimberley, and I had a lot of friends from Kimberley. I remember there was even a point where people will come and say, hey, so guys, can you please help Lopa, because Lopa, he's always changing boyfriends on the basis that he's looking for a place to stay. She's scared to go back home because now she stopped working, and then she also doesn't have a flat. So Lopa was just a stranded person at that time. I'm talking about a beautiful lady. She was beautiful. She seemed to be coming to be successful, but she resigned at work. She stopped paying her flat. She was now staying with Umaki, but she betrayed, and then she cheated, and then Umaki chased her. So now I remember there was a point when my friends keep on saying, guys, what can we do? Maybe she must go home and what. They kept on just sharing those things. They're like, no. And some of them were not really, you could tell that they are laughing. They're making it as a laughing stock. I remember there was a time when I was like, you know what, let's talk to her. Let's speak to her and see if she can go back home. And then some of the friends were like, no, we tried that, they don't want. And then she's like, and then we saw her, and then we called her one of these, I think it was on a Sunday afternoon. And then I remember from Bloemfontein going to Kimberley, there was a train that was around those times. I think it was around 20 rand to go to Kimberley from Bloemfontein, and from Bloemfontein to Kimberley. So now we called her, we said to her, and then trying to make sense. So you know what, this thing of you going around with the guys so that they can give you a place to sleep, and then they are using you because they just sleep with you 3 days, and then they can see that you don't have a place to stay, and then you are moving up and down. I think she also kept her stuff with one of the ladies who was also part of the people who came to say, no, ask guys, let's speak to Lopa. She was like understanding. We're trying to make sense to her, to say, you know what, your parents will accept you. Rather you go back and face them and tell them what has happened, because you resigned and now you don't have a place to stay. Now you are moving around from this boyfriend to this one to the other one. He had a lot of night stands, Shem. So we sat down and speak to her, making a lot of sense to her. And she was like, I remember she was in tears. She was crying as if she understood what we were saying. And at some point, and then he ended up saying he doesn't have money to go back home. So obviously, I was the only person out of the group that was there who was working. Yeah, I remember, because I used to earn around 70 rand a day. So for Saturday, I've already made my 70 rand, and then on the Sunday, so I used to make around 140 in the weekends. And I said, at least I could be able to buy myself a chino bra. Please don't judge, but yeah, it was an experience for me. That's one. Instead of me sitting at home and not getting anything, or even bored, please don't judge me. So then it was clear that I needed to give her money to go home. Probably, I think I gave her 50 rand. I just don't remember exactly, but I know that I didn't give her 20 rand, which was the money to go to Kimberley only, because she also did not have food. She didn't have anything. It was a person that she was not even bathing those days, and then we don't know where she's sleeping, and blah, blah, blah. Like, we were very, very frustrated about her situation. Then I gave her my 50 rand, my pinkies, guys. I gave my pinkies with all my heart. And I gave it with all my heart, knowing that at least I'm helping someone. She's going to go back home without frustration, not being just sleeping around with each and every person who wants. So, then, at that time, did I say that I used to date? At that time, I used to date a guy who was a professional player. He was actually a professional soccer player. So in Bloemfontein, there's only one professional team. So I'm not going to mention his name, but he was playing for that particular professional soccer team, Yase Bloemfontein, this guy that I was dating. So this guy, obviously, he used to be a person that my boyfriend didn't know Lopa. Even Lopa was staying in our next door. They've never met, because but Lopa knew my boyfriend. So what has happened that day, after I gave her money, so we all thought that she's now going, because I think the train was leaving at 5. So we were speaking to her around 12, up until she realized that she agreed, then she's going home. Then I gave her 50 rand, and then according to me and the people that we were busy chatting with her, she was then going back home. Guys, let me just have a sip. I didn't think that I was gonna need this, because I thought this story time is gonna be quickly finished. So I gave her my 50 rand. She took her stuff. According to me, she was going home. So now we stayed back until at 8. I had to close shop. I closed shop. go back to my flat. It was normal that it's either when my boyfriend is coming to play, whether it was most of the time when he was playing outside, let's say maybe they're playing in Durban, and then probably they would be flying back, and then around 9 she will be back, and then he will be back, and then she will come and see me. But that weekend, I think they were not playing far. I think they were playing local that same weekend, because I remember I closed shop at 8. Normally he comes before 9. So that day at 9 he doesn't come. For some reasons, where my boyfriend was staying, I was staying at Chester Hill. And then Chester Hill, there was just a road between where I was staying in. Let's say this is Chester Hill, and then there's a road, and then there is another flat. Okay, there was a bridge in between, and then another flat. I just don't want to mention the name of the flat. But when I was in my room, I could see if there's movement in that room. Even maybe, let's say, for example, the curtains were not closed during the day, so I could see movements. So that day, I come back, I bath, even 9, he's not there. 9:30, not there. Then I check, I could see movements in the room that he's back. Probably he's gonna come, because that was what was normal. That he would just come back, and then he come and see me and then go back, or something like that. So that day, around 10 to 10, when I was staying, I was staying in a very, it's Chester Hill, you can imagine. It's a very tall building. So, and I was staying in floor 11. And when I was in my room, I could see if my boyfriend is there or not, and I could see the room or the movements, or when the lights are on or lights are off. So that day I saw that he came back because the lights were on. And then 10 to 10, I think it was around 10 to 10, lights are off, and he didn't come. He didn't say anything. I decided to go to the flat just to see, because I'll say as man, what's happening. That was me going there to check. When I got there, I found a friend at the door who was knocking. They were talking, so there was an exchanging of words. Before I could knock, the friend was just outside the door. They were, hey, hi, Kanju, are you sleeping? What's happening? So they were having a conversation. I can't tell what they were talking about, but the friend wanted to see him as well, but he was not opening the door. And then the friend came, and then I said, knock, because I could see something is dodgy here. And then I said, knock, and then he opened the door, but he did not open the door, just switched the key. Guess who came in first? Moi. I walk in. I didn't think that he was doing something wrong. I was just asking myself, why you are not coming to see me just to say good night or something like that? How can you come back? Normally, I get people who are playing soccer, they have camps. So on Friday, obviously, he was at the camp. On Saturday, it was Sunday afternoon, because they were playing on Saturday. He left for a camp for Friday. Saturday, they played. Sunday, he comes back. So he came back. So I'm thinking that he's going to come and see me after I have knocked off. But he didn't. So now I was just angry to say how. You don't even say hi, all those things. So now I get there. When I got there, I found the friend. I remember the name of the friend. They used to call him with another soccer player, international soccer player who was very short. I don't want to mention, but yeah, there's that short, very powerful soccer player, international. They used to call him with that name. So, imagine this guy. This guy knew that something is dodgy. So now I'm here, and then the other one is on the other side, and she doesn't know who must attend now between me and the person. And then he also doesn't want to be seen to be the one is part of this nigga thing that is happening. So she just opened the door. And I don't know what he was saying, but I think the guy wanted something. And then he was just saying, like as in telling the guy where to find whatever the guy was looking for. Can't him now I'm going to be the one opening the door. As the door was being opened, because he just switched the key and quickly go back to the bed. So now you open the door, and then guess what? What did I find on the bed of my boyfriend's bed? Lopa. Remember, I came there asking why you have not come back to me. You know what I did? I just said, Vuk. I took her clothes. I said, please dress up. Let's go. My boyfriend did not know Lopa. I knew Lopa. Lopa knew me. Lopa started speaking Zulu that does not even, like I can't even remember, but I remember there was just a very joke about what he was saying. Like he was just saying something in Zulu that was very funny. After that we made it a joke. I just said, please. I just said, take your clothes. Let's go. I was so pissed. I was thinking about my money. I thought about the time that I wasted when I was talking to her, trying to make her, because to understand that she has to just go back home instead of going around sleeping with everyone else. And let's go. I didn't even say anything to my boyfriend. I just said, can you please just take your stuff? Let's go. And then she just quickly dressed, and then we went back to my flat. When I come back, my rooms, I was like, and then Lopa. And then what happened? Because my roommate knew that Lopa, because we are all having the same conversation. My rooms, I was there, friends were there, Lopa was there, few friends that were coming also from Kimberley were also trying to make sense to Lopa. We're all sitting down trying to make her to understand, but so when I came back, I told my rooms and I found Lopa in my boyfriend's room, sleeping naked. As we were coming, and then she wanted to have a conversation, trying to explain herself, I was like, just keep quiet. I just don't want to talk about this. Just come. Because then we went to my flat. When we got to my flat, my rooms, I was shocked. He was just as shocked as I was to say, how? This person that you just gave the money during the day to go back home, this person just decided to even go to your boyfriend's place and sleep. Like, we're all shocked, like, this is so. But Lopa kept on talking, wanting to explain herself. I kept on saying, can we just stop it? Can we just, the more you don't want to hear is the more she wanted to explain herself. I'm like, can we just stop it? Can we just close this story? Let's not talk about what happened. I don't know what happened. I don't know how did you get there. And then she went, oh no, she's very sorry. Can we just talk about this when I want us to talk about it? For now, can we not just talk about it? Hey, she went on. No, she was provoking. There was a point when I'm saying, can you please just leave me alone? And then she comes, it's like, no, I want to explain. And then, when a person really, really irritates you, when I beat her. Like, I was like, can you please leave me alone? I started beating her. And then I just got mpama. That mpama to say, keep quiet. And then the persons keep on continuing. Even if mpama, you're just saying, you want to say, yay, leave me alone. Like, can we just stop? Can we not talk about this? The next thing is that she stood up and then she kept on coming. Guys, you know what I did at the end of the day? I just took Mushani, and I think it was a mop. Just took them up and beat her with that stick. I said, like, I've been saying to you, I don't want to talk about this. There's nothing to talk about. Number one, I'm tired. The following day, I'm going to school. I'm already thinking about the man. What happened to them? I don't want to speak about what just happened because I'm still shocked. I gave you money to go home, but you decided to go and sleep at my boyfriend. And my boyfriend didn't know anything about Lopa. Lopa knew my boyfriend. So my boyfriend didn't know Lopa, but my boyfriend was also at wrong, because the fact that she was allowing a stranger or the girlfriend or someone that she didn't know to sleep in his room, he was also very wrong. Himself, he was very wrong. So I was like, you know what? Can we just sleep? We'll wake up, and then we'll talk about this tomorrow. I remember I even asked Ulopa to go. You know what? Go to the bathroom, just bath. Leave me alone. I'll sort this out, and then we will talk about this tomorrow. Go and bath, because at the time when I was beating her up with a mop, I think she bled, because I just said go and bath, and then she took a bath. And then I remember at that day I didn't sleep with her. I slept with my room. I slept on my roommate's bed, because the boyfriend of my roommate just came to pick my roommate. So I slept, and then I woke up in the morning. Then that's when we were about to talk about it, and we still never talk about it, because already he provoked me. Up until now, I did something that I didn't want to do. I wanted to come down the following day, have a decent conversation to find out exactly how did you get to my boyfriend's room. How did it happen? I still don't know how did it happen, but I even didn't ask my boyfriend as to exactly how did you and Lopa, how did you find yourself and Lopa in the same room, in bed, like they were inside of the bed. Like, I don't even know if my boyfriend was naked or what, because she just opened and went back to the. And then when I said, please take your clothes, let's go, he just took out, she was wearing like some panties, but he just quickly dressed, and then we left. I've never even got to a point to find out from my boyfriend as to what exactly happened. So I still having that. I need to have that closure to find out exactly what exactly happened on that day. Obviously, they never get to a point maybe to have whatever that they're about to, or the intercourse, because I came and then I took Lopa, and I never asked anything. The following day, I was like, please take your stuff and leave. I don't know what happened, but I think a month later, I saw Lopa. She was still in Bloemfontein, running around, looking like a hobo. I'm talking about a very beautiful lady, light in complexion, nice afro, beautiful, nice body. Someone that you could see that this person has a life and he could be a better person. And so I think he had that thing, because Maki really, really loved her, for her to tell her to stop working, come and stay with me. And probably even my Maki, he still had like, he had Ulopa as a rebound from the failed marriage, but he probably really loved her. But Lopa betrayed, and then she also betrayed me. I had nothing to do with why she left from my Maki's house, fled, but I was fair enough to actually assist with the little that I had, and then I gave my money, and he, instead of her going home, he decided to go to sleep with my boyfriend. Kuthi mina ngisihlahla kuye vele ngisidom vele ubone nje domkopi yomuntu ovela athi halo ngizambonisa ke nami ngambonisa mina ngamshaya vele. I'm not proud that I did. I'm one person, when I'm angry, I don't want to speak, because I don't want to say things that I don't want to say. And I also don't like doing things out of anger. So I kept on asking her, can you please park this and talk tomorrow? And I'm very good into that. I would rather sleep over something and then talk about it when I'm fine. But she didn't give me that choice. She kept on asking and talking. I'm tired. I just came back from work, and I'm going to school the following day. I have a long conversation with this person during the day, but she didn't understand, because she had nothing to do the following day. Now I had to go to class, and my classes on Monday were starting at 8. So that's exactly what happened between. So the later on, I think the last time that I saw her, she was just like, she looked like a hobo, but I could not care. I tried my best, and I felt betrayed, but I still gave her a place to sleep for that day, and then I told her to go home because she didn't say that she used the 50 rand that I gave her during the day. So I just say, now please go home now. So but later on I saw her still in Bloemfontein. But the moral of the story is that, guys, don't trust people, because now you trust the person, you believe in the person, people are telling you that this person is doing this and this. Because I think he even started stealing, like if she sleep with at someone's place and then she will steal. But I still believe that there is something that can happen to this lady. So I trusted her so much in such a way that I believed in her, and then I liked her. Then I wanted her to go back home so that she can face her parents, because I could see where that thing was going. Because if you don't have a place to stay, you also don't have work. So what else can you do? Just go back home and find your feet again. Face your parents. Parents will always accept us. So I also wanted her to just face that part and face her parents, and then her parents, obviously they will always accept. So but all I'm saying is that, guys, do not rely on boyfriends telling you that leave your job, leave your flat, because you're gonna be stranded, and then you'd end up be like Lopa. I don't know why she was doing what she was doing. And personally, I'm no longer the same person. I don't beat people. And yeah, but she really pushed me to get to a point when I ended up beating her without me wanted to. And don't look at me and say, this person walwana or shababat. I don't do that. I don't, and I hate it. If I'm angry and I tell you that, can you please park it, we'll talk tomorrow or later on, allow me to do that, because I really don't want to do something that I don't want to regret. I don't want to do something then later on and regret. I hope you guys have enjoyed the story time. And yes, let's close it here. And thank you so much for watching. Hope you got and you enjoyed the story. And I'm gonna see you when I'm coming back with a story time. But please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment. Have you ever been in a situation whereby you trusted someone and then you loved someone, but that person betrayed you? And yeah, maybe if that's the part where there was, please share a little bit of what happened. And yes, my lesson is that don't beat other women. Don't do that. I was very young and naive, and I won't do that anymore. Thank you so much. See you on the next story time. Thank you. Bye.